Now listen close, I'm about to tell you a story older than the road beneath your boots. My daddy heard it from his pappy, and he heard it from people who stood there and watched it happen, so don't mistake this for some back porch nonsense. It tells of the day the sky cracked open and history twisted out of shape back when men still feared the idea of flying. The Wright brothers were still building bicycles.
Wilbur, if a man can learn to balance on two wheels, why can't he learn to balance on air?
It began in the twilight of 1896, when the skies over America turned watchful and raw. From the foothills of California, clear out to the wide plains of Texas, folks tilted their heads and saw something that didn't belong. A pale, cigar-shaped airship drifting slow against the stars, moving like it knew the way.
Maybe.
It glowed like a lantern meant for no man, spilling beams of cold light and carrying with it the uneasy feel of secrets best left buried.
Do you think someone's inside?
By spring of 1897, the thing had crossed the whole country. Reports came from Sacramento to St. Louis, every patch of land between, before finally reaching Aurora, Texas. Folks spoke of it on front porches and in low voices, and newspapers printed the same account again and again. The same strange craft seen by different eyes. Learned men later reckoned tens of thousands saw it, yet none could say what it was, only that it was there. And mind you, this all happened 5 years before the Wright boys ever flapped a wing at Kitty Hawk, and a good 50 years before Roswell handed us little green men. So whatever was floating up there, it didn't come from our shed. The last news report is where our tale begins and ends, because this time the thing didn't just pass through, it plowed into Judge J.S. Proctor's windmill. April 19th, 1897, Aurora, Texas. The morning was calm and sweet. Just after sunup, folks doing chores heard a sputter, like a steam pot about to boil out all its water. Then low overhead came the airship, big as a rail car, shiny as tin, trailing smoke and creaking like it wasn't meant to be seen or heard. Witnesses said it moved slow, dragging itself too low to be safe, till it met its end right there over the land. The ship struck the judge's windmill with a thunder and crack that split the quiet morning. A bright flash followed, then a blast that shook the ground, sending wreckage flying every which way. Twisted metal torn thin as tinfoil, drifting down over the fields like dead leaves in fall. The townsfolk came a-running, breath short and hearts pounding, and there among the smoke and ruin lay the body of the pilot. He weren't no man like you or me, and maybe a hair over 3 feet. His skin shimmered faint, and where blood ought to be, ran something liquid pale and slick. T.J. Weems, one of our own, and a self-proclaimed stargazer with Army Signal Corps experience, gave the starman a long look and pronounced, solemn as Sunday, that the poor soul was native of Mars.
This poor soul is a native of Mars.
They said the poor feller kept at it, even as the ship give out on him, fingers still working the strange controls like he thought he might coax it home. He was hurt bad by then, but he didn't quit. When it was all over and folks picked through the wreck, they found markings scratched into the panels, them hieroglyphs no one could read, signs from a place he'd never make it back to. Well, the townsfolk felt for the little fella and did what decent people do. They gathered what was left of him and laid him to rest with a Christian burial in the Aurora cemetery. They didn't know his true name, so they gave him one of their own, christening him as one of the town and calling him Ned. They set a simple stone at his grave, rough cut and etched with the shape of the airship he'd come down in. But I'll tell you this, that marker didn't last. One day in 1973, just as folks started asking questions and talking digging and looking for Ned, someone up and made the headstone disappear. Took it clean, left nothing behind but dirt and memory. And with it went whatever chance there was of finding the truth and the starman himself,
lost to time and forever unanswered questions. To this day, beneath a patch of pecan shade in that quiet graveyard lies Ned, the Starman. Folks still pass by, tip their hats, whisper a prayer, or leave a picked flower in kindness. And some swear that when spring comes, a soft, sweet scent drifts through the air, as if Ned is answering back, like he's grateful for the rest, thankful for the name, and trying to tell us, in the only way he can, that he meant no harm. He was just passing through, hoping to make it home.
Thank you.